Guys, this is a serious video because what I'm about to show you guys is a really cool thing inside Clay that you can do that is probably going to save you thousands of dollars. I know it would have saved me thousands of dollars, and it's only like $2 or $3, right? And so I'm running tons of like complex campaigns. I've actually just launched a bunch of campaigns for a client, and so all of these here are for one client, and there's tons of personalization stuff going on. There's AI stuff going on. There's different triggers. We're doing a lot of different complex stuff in these. Obviously, I can't show them because they're one of my clients. But I hope this email over here can at least showcase like the depths of complexity that we could take emails. This is another example for another prospect. This is actually, it's all the way at the bottom, but you get the point, right? So we're doing tons of complex things. Let me tell you what the big mistake is so that you can avoid it. It's targeting people who are not remotely qualified for your offer with these complex campaigns. Because what ends up happening is that you just end up spending tons of money enriching leads. You spend tons of money contacting people who are just going to mark you as spam because they're not qualified. Let me show you an example. Dane Armstrong here, he liked the email, but he's not interested because he has no need. He's not qualified for this offer. He's an individual contributor. This person over here, he's a competitor, linked selling. He does the exact same thing. This person over here, not interested. Well, actually, they are interested, but I never responded because I just realized like I wouldn't be able to help them. I don't know anything about this stuff over here, right? And so they're just not a fit. And by the way, those I would not consider deals. Like they're not deals. But this month, this first year, in this year we've generated 66 deals. So these are the positive replies that have been marked as let's like interesting enough to warrant maybe having a conversation. So these are the deals, right? But within those deals, there's still so many like people that I don't think I'm like the best for. So we have like a blockchain person where I'm like, I don't know any of this stuff. And by the way, I have clients at the present moment where I'm not the best person for them. And so the first thing I want to share with you guys is just defining your ICP. We're going to get into the clay table in just a second, but like this stuff is like so important. Like I said, thousands of dollars. If I just done this a few months ago, thousands of dollars I would have saved, right? So the first thing is just defining your ICP. And ideally, you have it like super clean. I think it takes time to get to that point, I'll be honest. But I wish I could have mine just be like, this is who I serve, this is the exact person. But right now, I'm kind of just eliminating people slowly until eventually I figure out the person, the exact person that I'm going to do. So I've got marketing, advertising. These are most of my clients, outsourcing, recruiting, and then B2B SaaS and services. Actually, if I refresh the page, we've just got another one. So B2C companies. So that's also another one that I'm avoiding. So B2C companies. And then prospects we target. We're not targeting local in-person prospects. By the way, the trigger for me to work on this was this, right? We have a client, they paid 4K per month, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. Yeah, let's go. But then I get to the list building process and I'm like, oh my God, I don't do this. Like, this is not what I do. Like, I do completely different things. Now I have to learn so much more. And another client that I was working with, I literally just copy pasted the campaigns that I was working on for one client, just put them there, and then they crush it. Like, so, like, huge difference, right? When you define an ICP and then you focus on those, right? And then companies we target, and so like if we were to target 1,000 plus employees, we would have to have different deliverability stuff in place. If we're targeting small time companies, we would have to have different communication cadences where we are rebuilding the same lists and reusing them every single month and recycling them. And that's just a whole SOP that we don't need to do when we have large time companies, right? Local in-person companies, again, same stuff, right? Like it's just this stuff. When you have clients that are all jumbled up in different places, it makes it really hard for you to actually do your job. Now, knowing that, what we could actually do is once we've defined our ICP, just use like a Clayagent prompt over here. So this is what I've got over here. This is like the V1 prompt, I'm probably going to make iterations, but it's just like, hey, go to this website, output yes if all of these are true. The website is live. The product is targeted to B2C customers. This is a product, not a service. This is obviously for my client, right? But for myself, right, once I've determined all of these, make sure that they are either a B2B SaaS or service. Okay, great. And then make sure that they're not cybersecurity or finance or something that requires a master's degree of some crazy stuff. Okay, great. Make sure they're not this. Make sure they're not this. And so you can ask it all of these things. And by the way, look at the costs of this stuff over here. So this right here it costs a total of like pennies to like do 2,000 of these leads. It's less than it's like $2-3, I think. And so two to $3,000. These complex emails, these image personalization. I have a system where I'm able to send thousands upon thousands of these, but to send thousands upon thousands of that, it's way more than just a few pennies. And so if I had just spent a few pennies, I would have saved so much money targeting only the people who need that. And also, a pro tip, if you know anything about cold email and the deliverability and how all of that stuff works, you probably know that images are bad for deliverability. So the more images you send, which I'm sending a lot of images, and additionally, I'm sending images on email one. And so because I'm doing that, it tanks deliverability. And so you would actually be better off sending fewer emails if you're going to go with this approach than sending higher emails. Like, even though you're sending lower emails, you might get higher replies because the deliverability is much better. And so if you had just done this, you would basically remove like 50% of your list. So now you have even a smaller list of people, and then you have a smaller list of people to enrich with either the AI personalization, the image personalization, whatever crazy stuff you want to do. And then that's going to improve deliverability. It's also going to make it less likely that you get reported to spam and save costs in the long run. And so I'm serious when I say that I would have saved thousands of dollars. And this is the simple trick. It's literally just something that you put every single time in any of your campaigns. And by the way, I'm just going to put it in any single campaign, even if it's not crazy complex, because one, it's so cheap, and realistically, why are we wasting our time targeting people who are just not qualified? Like, it does not make any sense at this point. And by the way, if you're curious what this list is, it's an Apollo list. It's just ecom list, right? Where it's like, hey, just give me a bunch of Shopify stores. But like when you say give me a bunch of Shopify stores, it gives you stores that are on Shopify that some of them you can't even access. Some of them that are on Shopify that are like not even like ecom in the sense that we want the ecom to be. And so it's like, it doesn't make sense. When you actually use this agent, you can figure out whether they're actually qualified, and then reach out to them knowing very well that they're the right person to reach out to. Okay, hope that was helpful. Hope you implement it. Hope you save thousands of dollars. Cheers!